more programs. We have the Directorate of Electronic Media and Publications, which monitors the opinions and narratives the world over and within our own country and comes up with the strategic communication policy for the government. So we're using our own modern AI engine for that, to improve our strategic communication. And we also have a counter-violent extremism cell. You see, that's a big challenge. So we are also using Actis Digital, which is an international forum for that, but we are also using our own AI engines. So as far as agri-tech is concerned, fintech is concerned, health tech is concerned, ed tech is concerned, and gov tech is concerned, in all these 5 areas, we are going to implement our AI policy, but we are first of all coming up with a framework so that it is verified, it is based on accurate data, and it helps combat and fight misinformation and disinformation. So that's our focus, and as a ambassador of the youth in our country as well, because we have as I mentioned, 68% of the population which is based on youth. So we are coming up with training modules in AI for our youth to serve the country in social sectors, in alleviating poverty. We have one of the biggest social networks in the world, which is known as the Benazir Income Support Program in Pakistan. So that's also based on IT modules. And in our recent floods in 2022, we were affected by climate change. We used AI modules to identify the most vulnerable areas, the most vulnerable people who were in need of help. And that help was provided through IT and AI tools. Having said that, at this forum, I would like to make a proposal that where AI is helping us grow, is helping us eradicate our problems, we need to focus on an international agreement to counter misinformation. And there needs to be a framework or a documented form of such an agreement which we can agree upon, or maybe we can have a system of verification. Because you see, with the wrong kind of algorithm, and if that algorithm has more views, that gains more traction as per the AI existing modules. So that is something that needs to be countered, and we need to use AI in a positive manner in the healthcare sector, in the education sector, in the social sectors, in the agri sector, and in the financial sector, to help our people grow, to help our people achieve the impossible. And the future is bright. We just have to give it the right direction. And in Pakistan, we are fully committed to implementing our AI policy with the best ethical standards in the world. You see, when I mentioned the World Economic Forum greatest threats, and most leaders identified misinformation as a great threat, they did not say nuclear warfare, they did not say climate change, which is of course a big challenge. They said misinformation because that leads to chaos and anarchy. So I think a joint task force can be made, international fora can be used in order to come together and collaborate, because this challenge is being faced by everyone. And the whole world is now grappling with this challenge because it eventually leads to instability, economic instability, leads to a security crisis. It can cause destruction beyond imagination. So you have to come up with a regulatory framework which all states agree to and can bring forth. I'll give you a small example. Now, when you talk about social media, we talk about freedom of expression. But why is it that the issue of Gaza, the issue of Kashmir, the issue of Lebanon, and the plight of their people is censored on social media? AI is being used negatively there. One of our freedom fighters in Kashmir, Burhan Wani, I can't take his name on social media. You can't post his pictures. So there is some selective judgment there. So AI has to be used, has to be a regulatory framework, and we cannot ignore where there's a humanitarian crisis like in Gaza. That humanitarian crisis needs to be amplified, needs to be told to the people. So what I'm suggesting is a regulatory framework which upholds ethical standards and which works together collaboratively for the common good of humanity. Because you see, humanity has common goals. Humanity has common objectives. So we come together on common terms and we make a regulatory framework which is acceptable to everyone. So I would like to add one small initiative that we are doing in Pakistan, which is the Digital Dialogue Pakistan. It's a combination of generative AI and large language models, LLMs. So generative AI and LLMs come together, so that ensures transparency, because through that, we not only synthesize public opinion, but we are able to anticipate citizen needs. So our communication strategy is more effectively based on reality, and it helps us formulate a more responsive and effective communication strategy. Similarly, we are investing heavily on skill development. Our target for the next year is to train 1 million youth in the field of IT, so they can leverage AI for media purposes, for public relationing, for effective communication. So whatever regulatory framework some states already have and some are working on, why not make a joint task force as per this forum that we're sitting on? A joint task force based on these ministers, and we come up with our proposals and we share those proposals which are common, and we work towards a framework of implementation. This needs to be adopted sooner or later, because without a regulatory framework, without certain rules, because you see, when communication started through newspapers, there was editorial control. There was a certain editorial policy that you had to follow. Same with electronic media. There are tiers which you have to follow. There are rules, there are code of ethics that you adhere to. But then, when AI is concerned, we're all moving forward in that direction. We're making progress. We're making progress in agri-tech, fintech, health tech, and all other spheres. But what about a regulatory framework? Where progress is important, and going forward and promoting AI is important, and we are fully adhering to that, I think a regulatory framework needs to be brought forward so that people can be safe, people can be secure, and our economies do not suffer due to instability. And I would like to reiterate the plight of the people of Gaza, the people of Lebanon, the people of Kashmir. That also needs to be protected, because AI tools are used to censor such information. And on a lighter note, as in the Lord of the Rings, they say one ring to rule all. But here, every channel, because it's a multi-channel domain, the information technology, every channel has its own ring. We just need to ensure that there is a framework for transparency and for ensuring a code of ethics which is acceptable to all, which helps humanity in the long term. You see, we've already gone towards implementing our national AI policy. We're talking about the Digital Pakistan Dialogue. We're going towards fiberization. And we're fully committed to the AI cause. There are no two questions about it. But having said that, what I would like to achieve from AI, in the field of agri-tech, we would like to see more productivity, higher yield of crops through the inducement of technology. Because you see, we're a rice exporting country. We have the backbone of our economy is agriculture. So higher agriculture yield through technological advancement in AI, number one. Number two, with regard to education and skill development, in the backward areas of the country, we would like to see educational systems of distance learning where students who do not have access to these good universities can gain higher education through AI tools. Thirdly, in the same field of education tech, higher enrollment in schools. We would like to see AI help our government enroll more children in schools. Third, and most important, is health tech. We would like to see AI improve the situation of polio in Pakistan, for example. That's something that we are grappled with at this point in time. So, to eradicate hepatitis and such illnesses which have cures but are spreading nevertheless. So, we would like to see AI being induced into the health tech sector of Pakistan. After that, I think the important thing would be climate change, to predict the harmful effects of climate change and foresee them and make our arrangements accordingly. With regard to fintech, the financial sector, the economic trends the world over, how we can improve our economy, what factors can boost our economy. So I think it's a combination of agri-tech, of education tech, of health tech, of fintech, which can lead us forward and eradicate problems and make our people's future more prosperous. So I think there's a huge opportunity. We just need to make the right kind of policies and gain the maximum benefit for our people and our country.
वफाकी वज़ीर इत्तलात अताउल्लाह तारर का इस्तांबुल में StartCom समिट से खिताब आप सुन रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि पाकिस्तान में 111 मिलियन इंटरनेट सार्फिन है। हुकूमत